Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Stardom, the Way to Major League preview and predictions. This is our first official preview and predictions for a Stardom show. I think we did a preview predictions for the 5-Star Grand Prix last year as a whole, but this is our first one for a single show, and we are going to try and do these a lot more often this year for the Korakuen shows, for the big shows, and of course, continuing to do them for the tournaments like we did with the 5-Star last year. We've actually only got 5 matches to talk about today, though. So, John, how are you feeling about the 5-match card that we're looking in the face right now?
Oh, brother, it's good shit, man. Stardom always delivers in their quality, especially their Korakuen shows. They've more than earned my trust. So I'm cool with it. I'm excited for it, and let's see what happens, man. I'm curious to see what's going to happen here.
Absolutely. So we the reason that we I think have such a small card is because every match is either going to go long regardless or feels important. So our first match is the one that doesn't necessarily feel important but could still have implications that just are implicit rather than explicit. And that is going to be a longer match because it is a Gauntlet tag team match. We have got 5 different teams represented here, and I believe across all 4 major factions that are obviously not Donna del Mundo. So we've got Jamie Hayter and Zoey Skye representing Oedo Tai. We've got Hina and Rina, which is a twin sisters team that crosses faction because you've got QQ and TCS there. We've got Saya Iida and Saya Kamitani as a team. Team 3838 or Team Saya, however you want to talk about them. And obviously, Iida is a representative from Stars. Kamitani is, called Stars a lot, but really she's a free agent technically. Then we've got Death Yama-san and Leyla Hirsch representing TCS. And then we've got Team Stars, Starlight Kid and Tam Nakano. So we've got 5 teams in here. I would argue that only 2 of them really feel like legitimate contenders to win this match. But I am very curious to know who you are picking. Maybe we can do like some elimination order kind of stuff. Maybe see if we can kind of do like what we usually do with the Never Openweight 6-man tag title gauntlet at the beginning of New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom shows every year. Where we kind of predict how they're going to go and who's going to come out on top and stuff like that. So just start off talking about how you feel about the 5 teams.
It looks like a pretty decent gauntlet. I mean, to me, honestly, when you go through those names, Starlight Kid and Tam Nakano immediately jump out. So I've got to kind of regard them as the favorite, honestly. And yeah, I'm just inclined to say them. And then behind them, I would maybe say Jamie Hayter and Zoey Skye, truthfully. So that's kind of where I'm at. What about you, man? How do you feel about these teams?
Yeah, I would say that the 2 teams that I'm ready to write off immediately are Hina and Rina, who, we're both fans of Rina. Hina's good. I'm not trying to take anything away from her. She's good. But they're also both 13 years old, and they're not going to win this match. Then we've also got Team Saya, which Kamitani might get like a surprise win over someone. That wouldn't surprise me if she would hit a shooting star and pin someone that you wouldn't expect. But they're not going to win this gauntlet. So that really does leave us with the other 3 teams. And Jamie and Zoey, we've seen Zoey take countless pins before, so it's not like they're trying to protect her. Death Yama-san and Leyla Hirsch, though, Death Yama-san is a really good tag team wrestler. She wins a lot of tag team matches with that amazing, like, Okana roll move that she does, where she really stacks them up and does, like, the death signs. She wins a lot of tag matches with that. Plus, we've seen Leyla Hirsch win a lot of tag matches with her double springboard moonsault. But she's also been on the receiving end of a couple pinfalls in multi-woman tag matches recently. So then we've got Starlight Kid and Tam, and we've obviously seen Starlight Kid take a few L's over the last month, including, singles losses to, I want to say, Leyla at one point, and I think Death Yama-san. Maybe not. I could be wrong about one of those, but I know that she's had some 5-star Grand Prix, some high-speed Grand Prix matches that she's lost. And then Tam, obviously, is probably like the second highest ranking person in this entire match behind Jamie Hayter. So that's a tough team for sure. So who are you picking to win this whole thing? Are you going to go with Tam?
I'm going to go with Starlight and Tam.
Yeah. And you know what? Just because this is actually who I picked in, because I don't know if you know this, but the Stardom Joshi subreddit does a pick'em that they do. They have like a pick'em league. And the team that I went with that was Leyla Hirsch and Death Yama-san, because I think that Death is so good at getting those pinfalls with that O'Connor roll, and Leyla is so good at getting that double springboard moonsault and winning off of that. That I just feel like that's like, if this was a singles match and we were focusing more on the individual, I would pick Jamie Hayter and whatever team she was representing to win the whole thing. But because it is a tag team match, you've got to kind of look to the weak point of every team. And to me, I think that Starlight Kid is a little bit lower ranking in the overall Stardom hierarchy than either one of Death Yama-san or Leyla Hirsch. And I think Zoey Skye is also lower ranking than either one of them. So if we're focusing on the weak point, I think that Death Yama-san and Leyla Hirsch have the best weak point, which is to say neither one of them is really a weak point. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm going to go with them to win. But I will say I would definitely expect for them and the team of Tam and Starlight to be the final two. That's definitely a prediction on my behalf.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that, man. Absolutely.
Like, I could see Tam and Starlight being out first against, like, Jamie and Zoey. And they get a pin on Zoey, and then Hina and Rina come out, they make quick work of them. And actually, you know what? That's probably not going to happen either. You know what'll probably happen? We'll probably start with the two least likely to win teams. It'll probably be Hina and Rina to start, and Team Saya. And that way Kamitani can get a win in this match without having to win the match. So she'll be either Hina or Rina. And then we'll move on to probably like Jamie and Zoey. Then obviously Jamie will fucking kill Iida and pin her. And then we'll get the Stars team, you know, Starlight Kid and Tam. They'll find a way to pin Zoey. And then finally Death and Leyla will come out. And Death will probably pin Starlight with the O'Connor roll. That's my official prediction.
Yeah, that's actually save for again. That because you know I'm backing Starlight and Tam to win. That all seems pretty agreeable though. Yeah, I see no problem with that. So
let's move on to our next match. So already we have stakes. We have consequences for this match because it is an Artist of Stardom Championship #1 contendership match.
Yes.
We have got Oedo Tai represented by Natsuko Tora, Natsu Sumire, and Saki Kashima taking on, and this is why I think this is such a clear and obvious match. Tokyo Cyber Squad represented by Hana Kimura, Jungle Kyona, and Konami. It is literally the top 3 members of TCS on that team versus like the scraps of Oedo Tai. Like, don't get me wrong, I love all 3 of these girls in Oedo Tai. But you're not going to have Jamie or B represent Oedo Tai in this match. You're practically begging to lose.
Yeah. I got to be honest, man. I'm struggling a bit with this. Because it seems like you're a clear cut, like TCS is winning.
Absolutely. And especially based on our next match, I think that that's going to continue a feud that's been going on.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Because part of me actually does want to go with this revamped Oedo Tai because I feel like, you know, they got screwed out of the artist titles because Andros was a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And this revamped Oedo Tai, you know, sometimes to progress you have to go back to the beginning. And their last big thing was those Artist of Stardom championships. So I'm almost tempted to go with them just to kind of say, oh, and when we regain them, we're going to do it right this time because we don't have a cancer and Andros in our midst. However, TCS is OP as fuck. I mean, I'm not going to deny anything that you just said.
Well, and right? I was gonna say, if they are trying to tell the story of like the dissolution of Tokyo Cyber Squad and they're going to end that faction's run as of the draft in April, them losing this match would be a good way to kind of take them to a rock bottom.
But it's also conflicting. But then again, I feel like Stardom doesn't care about that as much as other companies do. Right? Because, like, the next match, match 3, I'm with you that I have a certain prediction for that match. I think we both do. And, like, it would seem like it wouldn't make sense for Oedo Tai to be the ones to face that team in the next match when that team has far more history so far with TCS. But, again, while I think Stardom cares about that in one way, they also don't mind building up another history alongside that history that's already established.
Right.
So there's no reason why we couldn't scrap. So, you know what? I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going with Oedo Tai to beat TCS. Yeah.
Hey, man, if TCS has, like, some bad communication problems, we know that Hana isn't the biggest fan of being a tag team wrestler. You know, we could have a betrayal for all we know. I'm not expecting one, but we could have one. Yeah, and especially knowing that it is Oedo Tai. You know, Oedo Tai is the most likely team for somebody else to betray someone to join. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a valid prediction, but I don't think it's the most likely prediction. Like I would say, I'm betting with the smart money. You're betting on the underdog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. There is no fight, no resistance here on that. You know, for sure, for sure.
All right, and then we get to our Artist of Stardom title match, and I think we're both picking Donna Del Mundo to go home with the gold.
Yeah, yeah, that's really that's what it's looking like to me. They just seem unstoppable, and I feel like Queen's Quest is really on a downturn. So yeah, I can't say any more than that. I feel like Donna Del Mundo is winning the tag titles.
Yeah, yeah. So in my prediction, we're gonna get Hana, Jungle, and Konami versus Donna Del Mundo in a future show, which I'm guessing it would happen at like one of the major shows before the next Korakuen show, because the next Korakuen show isn't until like the Cinderella tournament in like mid to late March. So I think that they're going to have some other major shows between now and then, and I'm guessing that match would happen on one of those shows.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas for you, you're picking Oedo Tai versus Donna Del Mundo, which is interesting to me because there really isn't any history there. I mean, Giulia and Saki have had a match before, so that is at least one, but nothing else is really there for anyone to kind of cling on to, which is why I'm picking TCS to win that second match, because like you said, they can build up histories, but I feel like they usually don't start that with the title match. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like they would have like Maika and Natsuko get into a fight or something, like in the parking lot or something, to start building towards the title match rather than just starting with the title match.
Yeah. So, exactly. Yeah.
At least that's how I feel. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with Donna Del Mundo, and we're gonna get DDM versus TCS on a future show. Then though, we get to our double main event, and frankly, because of the change to the World of Stardom Championship match, I think the Wonder of Stardom title should go last.
I agree with you, actually. Yeah.
Because it was gonna be Mayu versus Sari in a World of Stardom Championship match, and I'm guessing that would have gone to a 30-minute time limit draw. So that would have been a perfect main event. But if it's just going to be Mayu versus Takumi Iroha in a non-title match, I think that the Wonder of Stardom title should go last here. Now, I don't expect it to, but I hope it does.
Yeah, I completely agree with your sentiments 1,000%. I think the Wonder of Stardom title is obviously a higher stake matchup because the title's on the line, whereas I would almost feel like Mayu and Takumi, that's almost like an attraction matchup for this new talent.
Exactly.
Going against the world champion, yeah.
Yes, so. That's the best way to put it. It is an attraction match. So, but regardless of the match order, let's just do it in the order that it's listed on Cage Match of the card. Let's talk about the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Arisa Hoshiki defending against B. Priestley. You got to go first on this because I'm scared to even answer this.
Wow. I was just going to say Arisa, dude. I think Arisa's going to retain.
I hope you're right. I really hope you're right, but I am scared shitless that this is the match that they're going to take that title off of her.
That's going to be given a lot of power to B and Jamie. Holy shit. If you're right, that is. I still believe that we're destined for another Arisa Tam matchup down the road, and Tam.
And I hope you're right, man. I want it so bad, but I'm just scared of B, man. I'm scared of her clout. Okay.
Bro, can I just say, at the risk of maybe showing my hand a little too much, if I am right long term and we get Arisa Tam 2 and Tam actually wins that match, I think Arisa and Tam is going to get my storyline of the year for 2020. Like, I know, like, it would be shitty to, like, kind of retroactively give it for the stuff in 2019 because it's such a long-form story. But the idea that you've continued it for that long, if I'm right, and you've added these developments and you've done all this, like, dude, the story they're telling with those two right now is a fucking masterstroke.
Yeah.
And if they go all the way with it, like, I'm sorry, but, like, that's just next level, dude. That's next level. So I hope I'm right, because I'll tell you, if you're right and B does have that clout and that's what's happening, I feel like you really just made a potentially brilliant story completely unravel in favor of something else. Now, I don't know if that would be a worse thing. I mean, that's going to be up to Stardom's booking and how I receive it. But I'm just really into everything Tam and Arisa right now. So I know personally I would definitely feel wounded by it. But I'm going to go with Arisa for the moment to retain the championship.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to do what I do with WWE a lot. And I'm going to pick the worst case scenario and just root for the best case scenario. I'm going to pick B to win, so that if she does, I can be miserable and still say, at least I was right.
There you go.
And And if Odisa retains, I won't care that I was wrong. I'll be so happy.
There you go.
So, then finally, main event, Mayu versus Takumi Iroha. I mean, the fact that they made it non-title almost makes you wonder if they're going to have Iroha win this and then get a future World of Stardom title shot down the line. But I still kind of want to just pick the time limit draw here because they went to a 20-minute time limit draw in another promotion, like outside of Stardom.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you what her situation is, Takuma. Like, is she signed with anybody?
She's from Marvelous. She's not signed with Stardom, no.
Okay. Damn. Because part of me wonders if Takumi win because it is non-title, and obviously you're champion or whatever. But then again, if you're not going to do any future business, I don't know.
Are you at all familiar with Pro Wrestling Diana?
No.
Okay, so it's another Joshi promotion like Marvelous. And in 2018, Mayu and Takumi went to a 20-minute time limit draw for Marvelous. And then just 2 months ago, on December 3rd of 2019, we had a big match that was Mayu and Takumi Iroha as a team versus Sari and Shuri, which is the same Shuri that we see in DDM right now. And that also went to a 20-minute time limit draw. So I really don't think that Mayu or Takumi is going to win this match. I am predicting a time limit draw.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a 30-minute time limit draw, but I'm going to go with the time limit draw. Because I would have predicted a 30-minute time limit draw between Mayu and Sari as well. I'm just going to stick with it for this match, too.
Yeah, honestly, dude, that's a really sensible prediction. And I know I've been kind of just kind of making my own picks and not really piggybacking off of you unless it was just like a unanimous agreement. But, like, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense to me to the point where I think I'm going to just agree with you. Time limit draw, I think, is the best way to handle this. So, yeah, that's probably the first time that we've both agreed on a time limit draw for a given matchup, but here we are.
And even Tlatok in chat is saying Takumi is the ace of Marvelous. I doubt they'll have her lose, so time limit draw. Yeah, that's just makes the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way you get both parties happy without something blowing up. God knows that Stardom doesn't need another ice ribbon on their hands with the whole Giulia debacle, which thankfully worked out. I'd say, well, if you're focused on interest in Stardom, that worked out well in the end, but you don't want to, like, intentionally blow shit up. So, yeah, time limit draw is perfect, keeps everybody happy, and you get a great match out of it. So I completely agree with your logic, man. That's brilliant. Yeah.
All right.
Hooray!
Our first ever Stardom preview predictions is in the books already. I can't believe how quick and painless that was. It's
absolutely.
We don't have to spend 20 minutes ranting about how miserable we are with certain decisions being made by a company. It goes smoothly.
I know, right? God, I love when wrestling doesn't hurt me when all I want to do is love it. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you again on Sunday for New Beginning in Osaka with the insane fucking card. What time are we going live with that?
5, I want to say. Let me pull up the schedule just to double check. Sunday 2/9, we are going live at 5.
Okay. All right.
Live at 5, baby. Live at 5.
I hope you guys join us. Thank you to everybody that came out for our first ever preview predictions for a Stardom show. Get used to it because this is going to become a staple of the channel now going forward. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Mazel tov. Everybody enjoy themselves. And we'll see you Sunday at 5. I'm going to hand it over to Ashton to take us home. Ashton, just so you know, I'm going to be AFK. I got to use the bathroom. So I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you all enjoyed this preview and predictions. If you did, please remember to like the video before you file out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Click the bell icon to join the notification squad. Follow us both on Twitter and on Twitch. And then while you're over on Twitch, you can also click the bell icon there and subscribe if you'd like. You can also like our Facebook page. You can buy our merch on Teespring. You could donate to our Patreon. You could share this channel and this video with all your wrestling fan friends and let them in on the best kept secret in the YouTube and Twitch wrestling communities. That's right, baby. We are TwitWow, and we are the workhorses of both those wrestling communities. And we will continue to prove that point with our continued coverage of Stardom, of New Japan, of NXT, and even occasionally of WWE and AEW, which we will later this month be doing preview and predictions and live reactions to AEW Revolution. So, All that being said, Sunday we will be live reacting to New Beginning in Osaka. That card is stacked. Triple main event. We've got Takahashi versus Lee. We've got Suzuki versus Moxley. And we've also got Naito versus Kenta for both of Naito's championships. That's going to be amazing. So we hope that you're all able to join us there. Then on Tuesday, we got a request to live react to Progress Chapter 101. If you would like for us to react to a wrestling show of your choosing, the way to do so is via our Patreon. So if you're interested in having us live react to a wrestling show that you want us to react to that we haven't yet, go to our Patreon for details, make a donation, get on the list, and you will be able to request whatever the hell you want as far as wrestling shows go. And that's Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Progress Chapter 101, Dalmatians. Then on Wednesday, we've also got NXT live reactions. And then that's next Thursday, we're going to be live reacting to the show that we just previewed and predicted, The Way to Major League for Stardom. It's only 5 matches, but it is a stacked card regardless of how much of quantity there is. There's high quality stuff. And then next Friday, so a week from tonight, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, so same place, same time, we will be doing preview predictions for NXT TakeOver Portland. That's going to be a lot of fun. And after SmackDown next week, we'll also be doing a partial WWE catch-up commentary. So we've got a loaded next week and a half or so. We hope that you're all looking forward to all of it. And most importantly, we hope that you're all able to remember to stay tuned.